Hi there, it's the amateur scientist here, and today in this video I have this on this unit and we're gonna see if we can scavenge some parts out of it. So let's see if we can do that. So here I've got these tools to help me. I've got a bit set, I've got a bit screwdriver, some pliers and a knife to help me cut through things. So let's begin. First of all, what I'm going to do is going to remove this from here and peel off this thing, yeah. I'll maybe save it someday, so maybe someday I will do a plastic melter. Is that a good idea? Tell me in the comments below if I should make a plastic melter. So I'm gonna put that aside. Here are the filters. These are good as you can use them for in chemistry or so that you can filter suspended particles in solutions. So yeah, I'm going to keep them onto here so that I know that they're good. Now here there is a lot of metal here, and if you're wondering what's this thing, it's like a temperature control or something, so that when it gets cold or so, it will stop getting colder or it will make the room freeze. Let's remove this thing. Yeah, let's pry that open. Damn, I love breaking things. Yeah, I can't still see why this doesn't want to open, but yeah, I got my pliers here, so to help me. Oh, there's some screws. So I have my bit screwdriver here and my bit set. So I'm going to remove all the screws. So let me just do that. That's why I bought all of these tools. So yeah, that's just a piece of plastic and there's some wiring. So I'm going to remove the screw or something that's holding it in place. So now that you can see better, I'm going to remove this. And there are some tools. I want some screws. I'm gonna remove them all. And I'm gonna keep them, the screws, so that if I need them for anything, I'll have them. Yeah, I'm going to get a plastic cup. I'm going to put all of the screws in this dish here. Put that aside. And there's still a screw left. So it actually turned out that there's an Ethernet table or something like when you program something, this is the cable that you need. Well, I guess it's programmated. This wasn't an old air conditioner. Because this is actually a data cable. Yeah. So I'm going to keep removing screws. And one more. So let's see what we've got here. We've got this like port, which is useful. There's a MOSFET or something. There's a couple of LEDs here, a switch. And there are these cool type of switches, as you can see there. And there are switches, and I will cover them in the further of the video. And there is also a buzzer, yeah, there's also a buzzer, so that would be good. There are LEDs also. And the infrared receiver, yeah, that's the infrared receiver right there. So yeah, so that could be helpful. Gonna keep them aside. Let's see if there's anything on here. Well, there seems to be this thing, but I don't think that it has anything in it, but because this was to remove it so that you won't remove this whole part, I think. Yup, that's to see the inside of it. But then I'm gonna keep this with the plastic stuff because I'm not actually going to use this for anything right now. So let's get to the components of here. So I think that this piece here, this is actually a compressor but I don't actually know. I'll put something in the description right now to remove this. I think that this is a temperature meter. Yeah, I think this is the compressor. Don't know if it's the transformer, but yeah, I'm gonna remove it also. There's a screw here, and I think that there's an aluminum heat sink. That could be awesome. This is the screws that I've collected since now. Yeah, and there's this earth cable thing. I'm gonna remove this. Now I have to change the bit. There's a large heat sink here to condense the gas, I think. Yeah, this is here. This part is actually the condenser. I'll explain it in the... I'll make a video on how does this air conditioning work in my series, hopefully, if anything goes right. So, I'm going to remove these channel connectors here. Yeah, I don't have a magnet here. It would be useful. Wait, let me see. Yeah, I have this magnetic screwdriver, which will help me. Wait, actually, this isn't the compressor. This is the transformer. Maybe I'll make a video on how to make it into like something or anything. And here's the other part of the cable. As you can see here, this is the data cable. That's useful.
Although I don't have a use it for now.
And I'm gonna remove all the wiring. And here we have the transformer here. I'll maybe open it. But I'm going to keep scavenging in here. As you can see, there's a fuse here. That's useful. I think this is much more higher amperage than a normal fuse. Gonna put it with the screws here. And this might be handy to like make a fuse for a something like a circuit. So let me keep getting all of these wires and stuff out of here. And we have our channel connectors here. Also, if you're doing this while it was still on and you didn't bring an electrician to remove all of the gas from it, don't like cut it off with a saw, because the gas that is in it is actually chlorofluorocarbon or fluorinated greenhouse gases. They're actually very bad for the environment, and I think that they are very poisonous as they are fluorinated. So you better get a electrician or something to remove the gas. Wait, this is actually a motor. Wow, that's actually cool. This is actually a motor. It's micro motor. So yeah, I removed the channel connectors and all of these wires. Guess these were the wires from the plug. So I'm going to try to find a way to remove this box here. So yeah, this is a metal sheet, which can be really useful. I will make a video probably someday on how to flatten it. I'm going to put that with the plastic. I'm going to remove this part here, which is the evaporator. Actually, this is the motor that runs for the cool air. I think this is a pretty large motor. So I'm going to see how I'm going to cut all of these wiring here. Let me get my knife here and cut this insulation. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a hacksaw and cut this from here. Here it is, the evaporator. And some way I'm going to need to remove all of this metal sheet and get the copper pipes out of it. But I don't know how, as they are welded together. But I don't think that it's worth it to remove them. So I'm gonna put this aside. We'll work on it later. So yeah, right here. So here we have the fan, which actually pumps out a bit of air. And here's the motor. Yeah, and it just fell right out. There's a lot of dirt, or whatever it is. This aside. And here we have the motor, and there's a capacitor here. This large capacitor can be useful. I'm gonna remove the motor. Gonna try to cut the rubber from here. This is a 240 volt motor in 50 Hertz. So maybe I will put it up into a socket and try to run it, but I don't know how to run it exactly, as it's got a lot of wires here. Well, this is the ground. I think this is the neutral and the live, yeah. And these are for like making it more slower. Yeah, I think these are the main wires. So I'm going to cut them. This thing, so this is actually a fan. So maybe I will try to do a fan or something, but I don't know, as it will be. Now, I don't actually know how to remove this, but if I get an idea, I will do it in another video. Yeah, I pretty much don't know. I have a socket, and this is my soldering iron. And I'm just going to remove the wires and then put them back on. So that we're going to try to hook up our motor to see if it works or not. Move that aside and remove the wire, the existing wires. So this is what I'm thinking. This is the earth wire, the black one is the ground, and this is the live. And the live always goes with the fuse. Remember that, because you don't want to burn out your whole house if you're doing this. I'm gonna connect it briefly. And we're going to need to make sure that we don't short them out. So I'm going to grab a razor and cut this heat shrink tubing, or whatever it is. I have my earth wire here. Then I'm gonna put it here at the top, like that, and the ground wire with here onto the left side of the plug, like this. And we're gonna close the plug. And just to be extra sure, I'm going to grab my multimeter and make sure that there are no shorts. So I have my multimeter here. As you can see here, that's my multimeter. And if this buzzes like this, as you can see here, as you can hear, If this buzzes, that means there's a short. Yeah, there's no shorts. The resistance is very low. So let's go and try this out. So as you can see, this is my way of trying it out. And here at this socket, I just flip it open like this. And if I, just for 1 second, and if I hear anything funny, I will turn it off. So I here have the switch. And there it is open, and we're gonna hope for the best. So in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, it's actually working. It's at a weird pace. So it's actually working right there. It will shock me. So like that. So our motor is working. So that's confirmed. I'll turn it off. But I think that there are some exceptions with these wires, or maybe they can make it go faster, I don't know. Now here we have a large capacitor, so I'm going to keep this one with my other strange things. And if you're wondering, yes, this is from a television. So I guess that's it for this video, and this is the remains. Here we have our screw. Here's the transformer. Maybe open it or something in another video. And there is our motor. This is, I think, a 9-volt motor. I don't think that it's actually 24 volts. I think that it's a micro motor. So yeah, and here we have our board. I will scavenge them. And there's our tubes. I think that this is useless, as I don't think that I will be able to remove these wires. This is the plastic. I will keep it in case I make the plastic melter. And there's the remaining plastic. This is all plastic except for some wire there. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Like on this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. So, as always, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.